I decided I didn't feel like setting up my microphone yet, so.
Oh yeah, you're all good. I just have this little boom stick like ready to go whenever, because I usually do like a live call every Thursday for like my group or community. So
I got this beautiful bastard.
hey, oh that's nice, dude. Damn, all gold plated and shit.
From back when I used to do my full podcast all the time. I don't know if you remember my Gentleman Gorilla podcast.
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. Yeah, I just got the the good old classic blue mic.
Nice.
It gets the job done, for like $60.
I like it.
But I should probably upgrade to something like yours one day.
Yeah.
How much was that?
So I got 4 mics, 4 stands, and the mixer, and 4 sets of headphones for like $500.
Oh, that's not bad at all. There's I've been seeing this brand I saw it on the app Flip, and I was seeing on TikTok the Mevo, I think it was Mevo or something. They sold like a whole pack, and they was basically kind of similar to yours, where you get multiple headphones, microphones, and everything.
Yeah, mine's Rockville.
Okay, yeah, I need to one day. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever do like a usually like when I like doing the live calls over Zoom. Like that's nice because then I just do the meetings, so then like people can jump in there and then we can all communicate.
Yeah, I go back and forth on whether or not I like Zoom or Google. I mean, I already pay for Google because you have to get the whole suite.
Yeah,
but they have some interesting things. I just noticed that Google added a scheduler. So I need to play with it because I might be able to get rid of Calendly now if it works well enough. Because
yeah, see, that's what I liked about Zoom. You could always schedule. You could always build a calendar for your calls.
Interesting, yeah. So I don't know. It's all about now because just all the little apps and subscriptions just knick-knack away at your fucking bank account. So
no, I get it.
I get that's all packaged.
I mean, if you do go the GoHighLevel route, I know you can, like, if you wanted to do like call bookings, you could sync up your Zoom account to it so they could actually book it through the Zoom. I'll have to double check to see if you can do it through Google. So, that may be something to decide as well if you do want to go that route.
Yeah. I was messing around with the GoHighLevel. I like it. I don't think I'm ready for it quite yet because I'm just getting going again.
Of course.
A lot to manage.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. I got in, I looked around at a bunch of the features. I still need someone to like walk me through it. There's so much you can do.
Oh yeah. I can anytime, whenever you do decide to pull the trigger on that, man, I'd be happy to get on a call with you and show you. I'm in that thing like every day. So
for sure. Yeah, you were telling me about GoHighLevel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, man. I mean, I like it. I just like how it has, everything I need to do to run a digital business is in there. I mean, the only other, I guess, tools I need to purchase are if I, like a TikTok, like Calo data, like a TikTok analytics program. But other than that, I mean, it just has everything I need.
Yeah, it's very versatile. I've been just piecing things together. I found a great social media app. Called Blaze.ai.
Okay.
So it'll generate all the way through generating posts for you if you want. I tried it out, but they're just like shitty stock image photos, but it does really good at generating the copy and doing the auto posting. So you can make like 20 posts and then it'll auto schedule it for you. So you don't have to go through and do one, which that alone is like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of work for a couple weeks of posts.
Oh yeah. And I mean, especially if you can have the AI just create it for you.
Yeah. The best feature I like though is once it's connected to your social media, it'll say, these are your best performing posts. And you can click on that and it'll make more post ideas based around that.
See, I hope because that sounds similar to like I use Syllabi to make my like faceless channels and AI. Like I started a TikTok account because I just want to get in the creator fund, and I literally just made a page called Space Life, and it's just sharing space stories, space facts, and all that. And I use Syllabi. It writes the scripts for me. You can schedule it. to your social medias. It'll even write the caption for you, add the hashtags. And what I like about it is you can choose to do the stock photo, or you can actually have those cool looking like AI generated, faceless channels.
Okay.
But it doesn't
really...
tell me which. I don't think it tells me like which posts are like best performing and then create ones like that. Maybe it does. I haven't really looked at that, but that is a really cool feature. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I know. And you can upload your own content as well. It doesn't
Yeah.
do video. It says it does, but I haven't figured it out. But for generating like AI video, I've been using osa.ai.
Okay.
OSA. And so what it does is it can generate a script for you if you want.
Sorry, the pug's going crazy, dude.
So it'll generate a script for you if you want, or you can upload one, and then it makes video. It's pretty much just clips in video form, but it generates them to go along with your story or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't recommend using it as your main like footage for a video. I've tried it out. It doesn't really work well like that. But if you're, going on, you're talking to the camera and then you use it for like B-roll and clipping that in, I think that's great. Because it's kind of like those old like whiteboard videos that were popular like 5 years ago,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where if you're doing like a demonstration, it'll walk you through and it'll do little drawings.
Yeah, it's like drawing along with it and everything.
Yeah, it's way more complex than that now than just those whiteboard videos, but it's kind of the same idea. So that let's say you're talking about like the airline industry, and they can do things where like it'll pull up like a stewardess, and people put loading the plane and the plane flying and things like that. So,
and that's only just the beginning. It's just gonna keep getting better and better as time goes on.
I mean, AI just really started being usable within the last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say year and a half.
I remember when I got access to DALL-E, like the first image generator. I think it was 2021 I started playing around with that. And I got early access as like a beta taster because they just weren't really out yet. And it was garbage back then. It took 20 minutes to make an image. It was just weird.
It would cost so many credits.
Yeah. At first it was free for us. It was really cool.
Oh, and that's nice.
And then all of a sudden one day they're like, you're out of credits. 5 more credits. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. That's how they get you. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think when did ChatGPT like go? Was it 2020 probably? Sometime 2021 maybe, when it blew up. And I mean, I just remember getting in there and just being like, basically using it as like a Google, just to kind of do like little research pieces. And then like, you would try to get it to generate things for you, content, social media posts, and it would just sound really robotic. And then it's just, I mean, GPT, 3, then 4. I mean, it's just, they've made such massive strides in it. It's incredible.
Oh yeah. I remember I was talking with a guy. I had just downloaded the ChatGPT app to my phone.
Yep.
And I was playing with it. And I was talking with this guy who is a math professor and working on his PhD. Yeah. He had to write a thesis, and his topic was basically, how is math taught different now than like 20 years ago? And right there, right in front of him, I just typed it in. I was like, write me an outline for a thesis paper about this topic. And it just busted out. And the guy was floored. And he's like, what? He's like, that's so much. He's like, I'm doing that. And I was like, and then I went through, and for each chapter, I actually tested it and wrote like a few different fun little mini books.
Yeah.
And for each chapter, you go, okay, now expand, write chapter 1 for me, write chapter 2 for me, write chapter 3. And I mean, we all know now, like, you shouldn't just use AI to make things like that are big and published. Like, it's just not going to be that good or connect probably.
You use it as a starting point. And I mean, that's what people get wrong about it, is like, it's not going to replace the humans. It's like, but you're going to be replaced by the humans that know how to use AI. That's the key thing right now. So it's like, I mean, I use it for a starting point. If I'm writing an email newsletter, like I have it trained on what I'm doing and it writes me an outline. And then, I'll be like, okay, fill this outline out. And then I see what it does. And then I'll just start going through it line by line and editing it like I'm writing my own email.
Exactly. Right now I'm working on a PDF, like the 2025 tips for social media, like what's good about social media these days, how you should be using it. Yeah, and I just put in some inputs, some prompts, and I had it busted out and it just did an outline for me. And then I'm going through and actually building the PDF. I build it in Canva, and then expanding on each point with my own knowledge. But it saved me hours of planning, preparing, coming up with ideas.
Absolutely. The tedious part of, creation.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it, is it just the planning and ideation phase are cut in half now.
Oh yeah. Half is
like, that's an understatement, dude. I mean, it's insane, dude. I mean, what you can do with AI. I mean, like I was showing you like how you can build that quick little app on Google Firebase. I mean, it's not some perfect app, but it's crazy that I was able to build something like that in 30 minutes.
Right? Yeah, we should go through this, by the way. Do you have screen share capability? You should.
Yeah, let me see. Let's see. All right there. Present now.
Yeah, I want to see this app that you built. I know you sent me it. I played with it on my phone for a second, but
yeah, let me see. All right, let's see. I think I have it. Let's see. Yeah, I do have it right here.
Hey, excellent.
Yeah, I do. All right, perfect. But yes, I mean, I've just been kind of playing around with it, but I mean, like, look, I am literally just going through here and just prompting it. I mean, like at the beginning, it's so simple, like but so for me to build this prompt, I literally had Poppy create the prompt for me. So I took my Poppy board, where I have all my UGC scripts and frameworks, and I said, okay, well, you turn. I had it create, scripts and frameworks for me, and then I said, okay, using these scripts and frameworks, I want to build an app inside of Google Firebase Studio. Can you help me create a prompt to build this app? And it spit out all this right here for me, and then like this is all just copy and pasted. Like it's a pretty long prompt, and then boom. And then it spits it out. It gives you an idea. And then you say, all right, prototype this app. And then you just start going through it. But what's cool is when you're going through it, if like, it'll just kind of, design it how it wants to, but it's like, you just talk to it like it's English or like it's a person, I was like, before it was like, I think it was like white and black was the color. And I said, can we change the colorway to, black? And then all the accent colors and the buttons will be purple. And then it spits this bad boy out. So this was all just me just typing like I was just sending somebody a text message on my computer.
Yeah. And so
it
had me go in and put it in my website and social media. So is it actually going and studying my website and social media on like things that it should say in because it's building the copy, right?
Yep. So like you can do like you could type in the product name, or you could add, you could add all three if you wanted to. You could add the TikTok shop URL and even the website URL, and then you just select which kind of frameworks you want to build, and then it just it does the research for you, and then it'll spit out the scripts.
Yeah,
it's definitely not perfect yet, but I mean, it's cool that this proof of concept was done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then if you need changes, instead of going through and recoding things, you're just altering the prompt a little bit and rebuilding it, right?
Yeah, like if I wanted to change, can we change the colorway to green? And then you just hit enter, and then it'll just completely change it for you. So like that's all you're really having to do. And then what's cool is my favorite part is I didn't even have to connect Gemini to this. It literally was like, okay, like when it knew that it needed to start leveraging Gemini, it was like, okay, you need an API key. And I was like, okay. And then it literally gives you, right here, Gemini API key updated. I literally say generate API key. It does it for me, connects it to Gemini all for me, and then it's ready to go.
Nice. And then
Like,
what is Gemini?
So Gemini, that's Google's AI.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Not very much talked about. I don't really personally use it too much. I mean, Poppy has, Claude, and I love Claude. I think for writing, Claude is just like superior.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because it sounds a lot more. I mean, one, it seems like the content's a lot more unique, and it sounds more like a human and not as robotic and kind of clunky as ChatGPT can come across sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, ChatGPT definitely has moments where it doesn't sound human. It's
Even if you say make it sound human, it's like no, like Claude. And another cool thing about Claude is, when you're like trying to build something really long in ChatGPT and then it like freezes, and then you'll be like, all right, continue. And sometimes they'll get confused, redo the whole thing. And it's like, no, I just wanted you to start off where you left off. I don't have that issue with Claude. I literally like it'll start, doing everything, and then it'll stop typing, and then I'll be like, can you continue making this? And it literally picks back up and just goes.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've had that issue a lot with ChatGPT, and then I swear it's always like perfect, and then exactly the way you want it, and then it redoes it all, and then it's just fucked.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. It's like,
yeah, like Claude, I could, say like, okay, this section, about, UGC scripts. Can we change this a little bit? Even when I'm done, I just highlight it, and then it just knows what I'm talking about. I don't know what the difference is with like Claude and ChatGPT in that regard, but it's just like, that was like one major difference I noticed when I first started using Poppy, because I usually write with Claude, and it froze when I was writing my, my outline for my sourdough or my UGC course. It got pretty long, and it froze probably, in like the pillar 6 content. And then I was like, okay, can we continue where you left off? And it was like, okay, no problem. And then it just goes.
So that's nice. I know the more we're using it, the deeper we get, and the longer and bigger the projects are getting. Like you showing up with this app the other day, I was like, what the fuck? Like it took me 30 minutes to build it initially, and I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, dude, I was literally just like, I'm subscribed to a bunch of AI newsletters, and and it was in the post, and it was like, this guy built an app in 20 minutes using Google Firebase, and I'm like, what the hell? So I was watching it, and then I was like, wait a second, why don't I just take this YouTube link, fill it into Poppy, and then feed it into my UGC board, train it, and then it knows exactly what to do. Like, insane that I could do that.
I mean, as a owner of a marketing company, we're constantly trying to find the tools that can really help people. And things like just as little script writer, being able to make one of those and have it unique and accessible just to my clients through my website, like things like that are massively helpful.
Well, I mean, people are doing it all the time. I mean, like this thing right here, this is an AI that it's actually built into a school community that I'm a part of for this. It's for TikTok shop stuff, but it looks like they literally built this like themselves, and it's all connected into my school community, but it's a completely different URL. But I was able to log in with my school email address and everything. But I just started playing. I literally got access to this yesterday. It's part of this affiliate formula TikTok community, or that I pay for. But yeah, so I mean, people are doing it. I mean, I think that's going to be, the excitement of just the generalized AI is starting to die down. So now I think the future of AI is going to be specific use case AI. So like there's going to be an AI for, real estate investors. There's going to be an AI for, TikTok shop creators to write their scripts. Like, so that's kind of where I'm trying to go, is like, instead of selling a UGC product, teaching people how to get into UGC, what do people that are in UGC right now or just starting typically struggle with the most? Scripting and product research.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, every time I've tried to get people to create UGC content, unless you're unless you have like really good people, and these people will generally cost money. A lot of times in your smaller business, you want to do like for product trade, things like that. And people send back videos that are just garbage. Like they're poor lighting, they're not framed well, they're
it's
like
looking like
on
it. It's looking like this when they send you a video. Like
and it's just like, this hurts my brand more than it helps it. Like these UGC videos are supposed to be helping back up my brand, help me sell products. And it's like, when only 1 in 10 videos is good, like, well, even on trade, you just sent out 10 products for free.
Yep.
That you're only getting 1 video for, that you really feel like you can post. And so, like, I always started including instructions, like, hey, this is how to get good lighting from your phone. Like, try to frame yourself like this, and just say like these 3 topics.
Yeah.
And that helps a little bit. But I wonder if having it literally write scripts for people, be like, hey, just read this and fill in some blanks. Or,
well, I mean, yeah, because you could build this, you could just train, build out a framework for, kind of templates of scripts that you like people to read off, for your content. You feed it in here, and then, you could basically just be like, okay, when you want to make me a UGC video, just take this prompt or these prompts and paste it into ChatGPT or whatever AI system you're using, and then just follow the script.
Yeah. I wonder, because you just have a few questions, right? So it's like, all right, just answer these 3 questions and how you feel about the product, and we'll bust you out a little script.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, just you can kind of build like a profile for them, kind of get to know them, and then it takes that into consideration when prompting. Like that's what this AI tool does. Like it was asking me, what was my gender? Where, do I have any dogs? And I was like, this is weird, but I added it, and then I would last night I wrote a script, and it was for a carpet deodorizer or something, for pet accidents. And I typed that in, and it pulled, because it knew my profile, it knew that I had 2 pugs. It pulled that in and incorporated that into the script.
Interesting. See, I wonder too, because now you can take like still images of people, turn it into little videos, and add a AI script with an AI voiceover that matches their voice. So you could almost take them, be like, all right, here's a script, read it, send me a photo, and then you just generate the image
in ChatGPT,
and it'll use their voice and everything, and that would create a high quality video.
Yeah, because you could use ChatGPT to make the image, then you could export that image, put it into Hedra, and then Hedra would actually animate the video for it, or animate the image for you, and you could add the voiceover.
That's just crazy. I mean,
dude, the guy that I'm a part of, like the mastermind that I'm a part of, like one of the ads he's currently running, he literally did that. He just has like an animated like Pixar looking version of himself, just like talking, and that ad is just going super viral. Like he's getting, I mean, I see him post it's like every day. He's, doing like $7-8 grand with this new offer, and it's like a $27 front end offer, and he's just selling prompts.
That's nuts. Just prompts.
Yeah, it's literally here, I think do I have it pulled up? I don't think I do. Let me see. Oh, it's literally like this prompt right here. Like this guy's just selling this prompt. So this is how I actually built my UGC product. I built and my sourdough product. So the extraction prompt, you literally just start pasting all this stuff in. So ChatGPT, it'll ask the niche, and then it'll do some product research based off the niche you pick. And then it spits you out basically a 6-pillar, digital product that you can, then copy and paste into, GoHighLevel into your community.
Yeah.
And then
you did this for sourdough.
Sourdough. The exact one that I used. Yep.
And so it built out the entire course for you, right? Or at least the framework for it.
It built out the frame. So it did the outline, and then I said, okay, I really like this outline. Once I made some changes, I said, okay, now create it.
And then you've been making sales on this, right?
Yep. So I'm actually, once we get off here, I need to relaunch my sourdough ads because I took them down after when we were talking. So I have what you sent over to me into a poppy board. And then I was also waiting to finish this, this kind of ads workshop that I watched earlier this week, where this woman does millions of dollars online, and she is solely just using ChatGPT to make these types of image ads. And then she has these crazy prompts, so it can create different marketing angles for you for the ad copy. And then she just goes in there and she just goes wild. So I was just waiting to finish this so I can pull the video in there, train it, and then, make some new ads.
Damn.
Yeah.
The whole thing is changing. I mean, I used to spend hours just workshopping ads and for A/B testing, and so it's like you're creating like 5 to 10 versions of each thing. Like you got to do it all spreadsheet, different images, different headlines, different tags, different hooks, different copy, different demographics, and then now. So I haven't gotten too deep into it, but I just signed up for a course that's in a couple weeks. It's about Meta's new AI ad software. And so they're changing over everything they're doing with ads. And
have you ran ads recently?
Not recently. I did a few months ago, but just since then, it's changed so much.
Did you have was Advantage Plus targeting available at that time?
No, not yet.
That you don't even have to do targeting anymore. Literally, like they'll basically tell you like you're dumb if you go in and try to build those hyper targeted interest based or targeting for your ad, because with the Advantage Plus, I mean, I literally go in there. The only thing I have to worry about now is the creative and the copy. The creative and the copy are going to be what sells. And then you just like Advantage Plus. I don't do any targeting. I just say Advantage Plus targeting. And then, of course, you can go in there and add, like suggestions. Like if you have some interest, like when I was first starting my sourdough ad, I did Advantage Plus and then I added some sourdough related interests. So then it can kind of guide it. But the AI is really smart and knows better than we do. So you don't have to do those you don't have to have multiple different ad sets with all these different micro targeting audiences anymore.
It was always a pain in the ass. I know for the last couple of years, the Facebook has had their program that would automatically hone down your audience, but if you weren't spending at least low hundreds of dollars a day, it didn't really work that well because it wasn't getting a big enough demographic to be able to hone in. So I wonder if the new version works better.
It's gotten a lot better. I mean, like when I started launching my sourdough ad, I mean, I think I started the price at $7 just because I wanted to get that pixel velocity, But I mean, I was selling. I mean, I quickly scaled to doing $20 a day because I was getting conversions. So like it knows, but like then it started to die down and I'm like, okay, then it's definitely the ad. But then you just start kind of diagnosing it. It's like obviously if I'm getting a bunch of clicks, because I was like, oh, I'm getting a bunch of clicks all of a sudden, but people aren't converting. So I'm like, okay, it's a sales page issue or it's a sales video issue. So I completely redid the sales page, added a new sales video, and I increased the price to $17, and I started seeing conversions.
Oh man, you just keyed in on one of the biggest changes that people need to make in order to make sales. If you price your products too low, people don't see it as valuable enough to spend money on. Almost everybody that you talk to that's having sales problems and conversion, it's because their product is too cheap or because they're offering too many discounts.
They need to have the upsells.
Value.
Yep. Like have that front end low ticket offer. I mean, people are crushing it with like the $27 low ticket front end offer. That's crushing it because a lot of times, like my theory with the $7, $27, it's like, oh, I'm going to learn how to make sourdough. And it's like, it cost me $7 or it cost me $27. People are like, yeah, whatever, that's fine, versus $97 or $9.97.
Yeah. Right. Oh, it's how you relate it. It's how do you make this amount worth it to somebody. So like the higher price you go, the more you have to say things about like what people will lose out on if they don't buy it. So it's like, hey, this course costs you $30, but you're gonna spend $50 on bread this month.
Exactly.
So it's like you're gonna save money if you buy this course because now you're gonna be making your own bread. And you don't talk about the material costs and the time they have to spend.
No. But I mean, when people see the cost, they're just like, okay, I want to learn how to make sourdough for $17. If it doesn't work, I mean, it was $17. And plus, people are done with those big courses where you pay $9.97 and there's 60 freaking video modules, an hour long each.
And then what'd be even better, like a next upsell for that is maybe you sell like a starter kit that you can overnight to people for like another $30. Because if you know how to make sourdough, be like, cool, now I got to get starter. Like you can't just take flour, water, mix it together and make sourdough. And the nice thing about sourdough is it's alive and it grows. So you can pretty much have an endless supply of sourdough starter. You need a little lab going in your house, but be like, boom. And then,
no, it's easy. You can even, I mean, when I for my first sourdough starter, before I even did the course, I ordered one from like San Francisco. It was like a super old sourdough starter. And it literally came as a powder because you can take the starter, you can dehydrate it, dry it, and then ship it to somebody. And then you just add water and flour and then it comes back alive.
Yep.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's super lightweight to mail. You can charge $20 for powder for just a few grams of it because that's all you need.
Yep.
Mix it with some warm water and some flour. And boom, it's alive. You got sourdough starter.
You basically just have to look at kind of your front end product as kind of the map to get there. This is the map, all right. And then the upsell will be, do you want a guide? It's kind of like when you go and hike Everest. You can go hike it by yourself, or you can pay the additional upsell and get the shaman to get the guide that's done it a million times. So it's helping you. So
the guys that don't need oxygen.
Exactly. So it's really just like you just need to look at your offers like that front end $27. Like people don't need to give away the whole house, on their front end product. Like give them the most basic foundational stuff to help them accomplish one goal. Okay. And then when they accomplish that goal, the upsell can be like, okay, do you want further help? Do you want a little more hand holding for me to help you guide you to accomplish that goal? Yes. And then you could do a third upsell, where that's me selling my time, where it's like, okay, I'll get on a one-on-one call with you once a week. You pay me, $2,000 and I will, create a plan for you specifically.
Yeah. I mean, you just keyed in on it though. It's focusing on that one goal. It's no matter how many products or services you add, like you're always selling towards one goal for somebody.
Yeah.
As soon as you start diverting from the path, because what if you get people to your sourdough page, but then all of a sudden there's a link for pizza dough. And people are like, wait, I thought I wanted sourdough. Why are you talking about pizza dough? Even though it might be sourdough pizza dough, like that becomes confusing.
Exactly.
So a lot of people will jump into that and they'll be like, oh, well, I'll just add this because more people will buy it. Like, no, they came to your page for one specific problem solved.
To learn sourdough, it's like my bonus. I have a bonus. Here's some bonus recipes that'll teach you how to make, pizza dough from sourdough. But the whole premise of the course is to teach you to make sourdough.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be confusing. Your marketing language from start to finish has to be the same.
Oh yeah, and I mean with something like sourdough, it's so self-explanatory. I mean, that's what's nice about these digital products. I mean, you can make a digital product on, the pressure points, on your foot, whatever that's called. I know that's like a huge thing, where you just help people understand that. Like, it's just, I heard it like this in the mastermind that I'm a part of. He explained it really well. Help zeros become ones. If you're a level 3 or 4 at something, help level zeros become a level 1. That's it.
That's simple.
So when you look at it like that, you're like, so in your marketing business, okay, somebody is a 0 at creating sales pages. So what if I created a prompt to help them, build a sales page that's trained off of, the top converting, landing or sales pages in that niche or in that industry.
Yeah, that's smart. The problem that I've discovered, though, with getting into bigger projects like that with AI is they will jump around a little bit. So you'll lose the path of the sale a lot. So you really have to know or understand what a customer journey is supposed to look like getting into building a bigger project like that. Because, well, it's kind of like you said with your sourdough. Like, you were getting a lot of clicks on the front end, but then you were losing people once they got to the site a little bit. Yeah. So you have to go in and retool the customer journey in order to get them to that finish line to buy.
Yeah. I mean, people are obviously interested in learning to make sourdough and getting clicks, but there was something on the sales page that wasn't clicking or turning them off. And so I was like, okay, I mean, I probably shouldn't have changed the sales page video and the copy at the same time. But, whatever, it worked out positively for me in that instance, because we all know you only want to test one thing at a time. Yeah. But it worked out. That time it worked out. I was like, screw it. Like, I didn't like the sales video. I literally put it up there as a placeholder, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to redo it. And I just used Syllabi to make a faceless sourdough video. Like, that's all it is. And I created this script. I used Poppy. I said, hey, Poppy, you know all about my sourdough course. Could you help me create, a script for a 2-minute sales page video? Boom, spits it out. I go to Syllabi, and then it makes the video for me. That fast, man. I mean, and Syllabi too, you can also, if you ever, want to, they do have an option. It's a little expensive where you can actually, like, if you were doing client work and they were like, oh, Greg, like, I know you want me to film a bunch of like talking head content, but like, dude, I just don't have time. It's like, okay, no problem. I can upsell you this software, where, I'll charge you, $600 a month or whatever. And then we can actually, you just send me over a few videos, you talking to the camera, and I can actually clone you into a digital AI avatar that looks just like you and sounds just like you. And Syllabi does that.
Jesus. I know, because you used to have Wellacy. I don't know if you still have Wellacy.
I do not, no more. I shut it down. Well, I actually just did my last taxes for last year in 2024, but I really kind of closed it down. I mean, probably beginning of 2024, just because, I mean, the way of the industry, I didn't like the products that were coming out, the research chemicals, as I like to call them. And it was always just playing that gray area.
Yeah. But I remember, so I used to create content for you.
Yep.
With my old marketing company.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you'd have to come to me. We'd have to go take photos. We'd have to do all of this.
Yeah. You have to ship me just boxes of stuff. I'd have to get models in order. I'd have to get photographers.
You have to spend the whole day.
All for like 30 decent images.
Mm-hmm. But now I could literally take a crazy cool looking Apple product photo. I'm like, this is sick. And throw that into ChatGPT and say, replace the iPhone with my product, and then make me a similar image. And then it does it like that. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think would have been different about what you did with Wellacy? Because I know you did like your weekly lives where you talked about all sorts of different products in the hemp and CBD space. Mm-hmm. I know you were constantly posting on Instagram. I know it was really difficult to run ads and all of that. Maybe you got through a couple times.
A couple of times maybe, and then I get shut down. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I mean, I definitely like now, I mean, I would have, gone a little harder on the short form content, like I would have been able to take my podcast and throw it into Opus Clip and make 1 million clips and post those on social media as reels. What is it? Let me see. Opus.pro, I think. Opus.pro. Yeah,
Opus?
opus.pro. So it takes one long video, 10 viral clips, create 10 times faster. But what's really cool is it'll give you, like the Alex Hormozy style, captions with the emojis and everything. And it'll give you like a virality score. Like each one, it'll be 0 out of 100, letting you know, the possibility of this one going viral. And all you do is just upload a, like this podcast that we're doing right here. You'd export it and then you'd upload it to Opus Pro and it would sort through it and then it would make you at least 10 clips.
Dude, that's awesome. Like, I know what I'm going to do. What I have been doing is if you go into Premiere Pro and so you have multiple camera angles, it'll automatically clip it now. And this was a little bit pre-AI. Now it's gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's a program where it'll clip the camera angles, so at least you don't have to spend 4 hours going through.
Yeah, that sucked. I hated doing that.
Yeah, and so it'll clip the sound. It'll for the different audio inlines. It'll clip the video and it'll line it up automatically. You can literally watch it. It's like boom, 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 all the way through for like an hour or 2 hour long thing. Something that used to take like a half a day was always the bane of my existence for doing this kind of shit. And then that became automatic. And now I haven't even played with it since adding in AI. But I want to find an AI editor now because it'll pull out the clips too.
So I mean, I like for my short form content, I really like CapCut. I mean, you're probably a lot more of a more skilled editor than I am with like the heavier programs. Like I would use like iMovie and stuff. So I kind of taught myself when I was editing like my podcasts or my video reviews and stuff. But a good video editor, I mean, what I like, it's cool because instead of you having to delete clips and stuff, you could literally just delete the text. It's called Descript. So so you can upload a video, it'll transcribe it. So on the left-hand side, it'll have a whole video transcription and say there's, a section where you're just like rambling on and then you just delete those words and then it'll automatically clip it.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And my favorite thing is when, I hate, recording sales videos sometimes and you have to try and remember the script and, you have to keep stopping and stuff. This actually has an eye level corrector. So I could literally be looking down like this, reading the script. But when I do the eye level correction, it'll make my eyes look like they're staring at the screen the whole time.
That's great. Yeah, I have a little captions app when I do videos on my phone.
Yep.
And it'll do that for me. I've gotten pretty good at it over time, like actually looking at the camera. But if it isn't second nature for you yet, you got to constantly be thinking about it. Like, camera. Or sometimes
and it takes a lot.
Like, but then you lose the connection with your audience. So it's like as long as you can train your head to stay straight, it'll automatically correct where your eyes are, so you can constantly connect with people.
Yeah, just stay right here. Just stay centered.
Or you can set up the camera and then have like the script right above your camera.
Yep.
And we're right below it, and then you can be reading the script, and
then your eyes
looking at the camera. Because what you used to have to do is you'd put the camera right above the script, but then you'd have to back it up a little ways, and then you'd have to use a longer lens on the camera, so you'd shoot past the script, and then you'd play with the angles so it would look like somebody was looking at the camera, but they weren't actually.
Or you get or you have to buy one of those teleprompters.
Yeah, which if you need a teleprompter, Google has a fantastic teleprompter.
Do they?
Yeah, you just type in Google teleprompter. It'll pull it up, and you can like adjust the speed. You just copy paste in. It's free. You can start and stop it.
Google, I mean, because for like my TikTok videos and stuff, I mean, I usually just use CapCut. Like that's the editor because I mean, it's great on my phone. It's made by TikTok, so it's like it has everything in there. They have the eye level corrector. They have those caption, templates in there with the emojis and everything. So it's really nice. I mean, but it took me a couple weeks to really kind of master it, but I mean, I use it daily now, so it's easy.
Yeah. I've never actually used CapCut. I know I've seen a bunch of people using it. I think I played around with it once, but I didn't really need it at the time, so I didn't download it.
Yeah.
But it looks like a fantastic tool. And from what I understand is, I know that TikTok says it doesn't matter, but I think it matters if you make your video natively in TikTok or in CapCut and upload it. I think that they promote video more if you're using their creation programs.
Yeah, that's one of the conspiracy. There's so many conspiracy theories on the TikTok app. I mean, that I do subscribe to that. I typically do. I usually record inside the TikTok app. I mean, it makes it easier, so then I don't have to have I don't have to export it from CapCut. Then I don't have, and upload. I mean, I know I can upload it directly through CapCut, but it's just like an additional step. So I just started, just filming and editing all within the TikTok app for my TikTok shop videos.
That makes sense. I mean, I do. So I base everything around Instagram still, because I think TikTok, because I do more like B2B type sales.
Yeah, you're good on Instagram. I am horrible on Instagram. I don't know what it is. Instagram is not my thing. I love it though, but like I can't grow shit on Instagram.
I use Instagram almost more as like networking versus just trying to get views.
I get that. I see that. Yeah.
It's like I do more like outgoing marketing on it than just posting and waiting for people to come to me. Especially because I have a more complicated process. So I'm intentionally following a bunch of people like in my niche that might be able to become customers. And then I go
just engaging with their content, with their
content, send them messages. Like honestly, to this day, there's no more valuable tool or process that I've used to get clients than literally just fucking sending DMs to people. Be like, hey, do you need marketing services? Question mark. And then there's some ways to engage people, like when they start engaging with me back. There's some sales tricks. Like you don't want to be too forward about it. Like if you're doing outgoing, like you want to be forward. It's just like, hey, do you need this? Yes or no.
Yeah, but don't be spammy about it.
Yeah, exactly. So like when I get new followers from whenever I do content that like does well and it brings me new followers, as soon as that person follows, I'm on them. I message. It's like, hey, Tom, thanks for the follow. And then I ask, are you here to learn more about marketing or whatever, or you're just here for the content? And 8 out of 10 people, or 4 out of 5 people, I should say, are just there for the content. Like they just like the content. Yeah. But every once in a while, you get somebody that's like, yeah, no, I do actually need help with marketing. And then it's not a cold sale anymore. They came to me. And then I warm it up and I ask. And it's like, okay, well, how can I help you? And then you start doing your probing questions from there, your sales process. But it's people are looking for more of a human touch now, I think. I think that, AI especially is kind of pushing it to the point where nobody's trusting just random DMs, random accounts, random emails, even phone calls. Like I had a phone call.
I don't answer shit when people call me anymore, dude.
Well, I had a scheduled call with another little agency that I was thinking about maybe having me help with something. And I get on the call. First of all, I get on the call and the guy says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy. We need to reschedule." Like immediately, like I'm never going to talk to him again.
Of course.
But I also think it was an AI voice telling me they need to reschedule. So I think some part of their sales training was saying that they were too busy and they needed to reschedule. Like I don't think it was a real person. So it's like, and what's funny is I know exactly where they took their inputs from. There's a salesperson called Jeremy Lee Minor. And
I know Jerry. I know, bro. NEPQ, bro. I bought his course. Yeah. I've gone through it. I love Jeremy Minor,
he's
bro.
Brilliant, but
he's my guy.
But I also know when people are pulling a Jeremy Lee Minor on me. So I was going to be a few minutes late to the meeting because I was putting my baby down for a nap.
Yeah.
And so I text the guy and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late maybe. And then so I know in Jeremy Lee Minor's coursework, if somebody is showing up late, you need to reschedule the meeting so that you maintain power in the conversation.
Keep yourself
And
higher than
so
them.
instead of just having the fucking meeting with me when I was on the call, they tried to reschedule it. They tried to get me on the phone to commit to a time that I could redo it, because then that says that their time is more important than mine. But since I know those tricks, because guess what? I read the same fucking book.
Oh,
like,
dude,
okay.
I went through his course.
No, you just lost my business.
I used to have Jeremy Miner. It was it was towards the end of Wellesley when I was like, shit, I really need to get all my salespeople, you know, they weren't working out. So I was like, I'm going to do this shit. Did Grant Cardone sales course, dog shit. Then I did, you know, Jeremy Miner. And then I went all in, bro. I probably spent like 15 G's on his sales course because I did the NEPQ, and then I joined his inner circle, and then I had so like I'd have a live call with there'd be like a call with Jeremy on Wednesday, and then another call with Matt Ryder, one of the other top guys over there, on like Thursdays. And then I even had Jeremy Miner on Voxer for 6 months to help me build out my own script with Wellesley.
That's fantastic. Did you get results from it?
I was getting results from it, yes, but then, you know, the industry was just going to shit, and then it really just, honestly, dude, I kind of just lost passion for the hemp industry, dude. Like, really, that was my thing.
Preach. You know, like, I was doing marketing for cannabis companies, and they got fucking exhausting real fast. It was
like, it sounds cool. It sounds so cool.
Before legalization happened, it was cool.
Yeah,
because people were actually selling. But as soon as legalization happened, all the policies and laws kind of stepped up. It just ruined the industry. A whole bunch of companies went bankrupt, stopped making sales. It killed the vibe. Like, there weren't all the small, fun brands with people that care about it more than
they all got bought out. They all got bought out by the national brands.
Yeah, and now they're all distributing crap. I mean, I remember I was at a friend's house once, and he bought what he thought was CBD oil for his dog. And I look at it, and he's like, yeah, I got it for like $15 for a 2-ounce bottle. And I look at it, and I'm like, no. Like, that should be
60 mil, that's crazy.
That should be $70. So I look at it, and it was just
hemp oil. Hemp seed oil.
And I was like, bro, this is a cooking oil. You just paid $15 for 2 ounces of a cooking oil.
Yeah, go cook with it.
Yeah, it's cool, but put it on a salad, whatever. But this is not gonna.
But that's what we were competing against. Yeah, is people would see the like, I just go to Amazon and get hemp oil for, it says 60,000 milligrams, and I could get it for $20. And I'm like, it's not the same thing.
Not even close.
And that's what ruined it. And then, of course, you know, the THCOs, the HHC, the Delta 8s, like the Delta, you know, all these other alternative cannabinoids that they were making in the labs. I was just like, okay, if this shit was as good as you say it is, why is it not in the dispensaries that I go to?
Yeah, because it doesn't work. It gives you weird highs. It gives you a weird
it's to circumvent the Delta 9 laws. Okay, you're just it's spice. It's spice. That's what it is. We're going through spice all over again.
That's exactly what it is. It's just people trying to make a buck, staying in front of legislation so they don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was like, oh, the government is focused on Delta 8. Oh, we're gonna start making THCO. It's a psycho, you know, like, and I'm like, no, like, there's all these alternative cannabinoids, THCO, HHC. It got insane, man. I was just like, no, you guys are making this in a lab, like, and half the time the labs couldn't even test for it properly. Like, so I'm like, how do we know this shit's actually safe?
You don't. You don't know what you're putting in it. I've been in the mushroom business since 2020.
Yeah.
Adaptogenic mushrooms. I did dabble a little bit in psychedelic, but at the end of the day, like, there's no labs that are set up to test for mushrooms. Even the adaptogenic mushrooms, like lion's mane. I sold a shit ton of lion's mane. I still do.
Yeah.
But there's no lab set up to like measure the polysaccharides, the triterpenes. triterpenoids, sorry, like all that shit, all the effective ingredients in the lion's mane. And so it's so hard to tell who's got good product and who doesn't. Like you're basically looking at like density in your extraction. And it's like how nutrient dense are the mushrooms. You might be able to test for that, but it's hard to do. It's hard to find labs that do it. Do you even know if they're really measuring it properly?
Labs could get paid off. Labs could get paid off.
One of my friends almost lost his pre-roll joint company because of improper lab testings. So
was that the company that you tried to hook me up with?
Yeah, the Pineworks pre-rolls.
Yep.
So they lost like $100,000, and this was right when legalization hit. So they had like a huge hemp pre-roll. You know, and it has to be under a certain amount of THC in order
0.3, yep, 0.3 by volume.
And so, but I think they actually got hit with a pesticide.
Oh.
So what happened was they tested the flower before they made the pre-rolls with it.
Yep.
And then they made like $100,000 worth of pre-rolls.
Yep.
And then they tested it again, and then it was testing for pesticide. And they lost the business. They had to burn all the product by state law, all this shit. And then it came out that this specific lab, it was happening to all of their clients because they weren't doing it right. So this one stupid fucking lab almost tanked the entire company. Like it definitely sent it in another direction that they had to recover from. And I don't think they ever fully recovered from that.
Yeah.
But it was just like one bad lab test from a faulty lab that was doing this to all sorts of people, and their company is out.
Man, dude, and I mean, yeah, I experience that all the time in the hemp industry, and then there was always these theories of like, you know, you could send it to this lab and it would test this, and then you'd send the same product to this lab and it would test this, and it's just like there's always this, you know, rumor that it was like, you know, if you're big enough and if you're spending enough money with this lab, these companies could have the power to say, hey, I need this product to test here. And they would.
And that's saying they're even doing third-party lab tests. A lot of these companies, if they're big enough, they just start another little company underneath them, and it's a lab, but it's a lab that they own. So it's all like internal testing. And so they're just getting the results that they want.
That's why I got out of it, dude, because the guys that made all this money, and like, good for them. I respect it. You know, you hustled, you made it, but I'm just like, y'all are doing some sketchy shit. And then it comes to a point where how high of a potency and how cheap can you make it? That's really what the market became. I can get X amount of milligrams for this cost. And it's like, okay, well, how are they doing that? Because there's a hard cost associated with extracting it and testing.
Gary, so have you heard of Amanita muscaria mushrooms?
Yes. Dude, those were all over the hemp industry. Those were coming in when I was leaving.
So I started getting hit up for Amanita muscaria extract. So I started looking into it.
Like tincture? The actual extract.
And so me and my mushroom partners who've been in the mushroom extraction industry for a lot longer than I have, they invited me into it, actually.
Yeah.
We're having discussions about whether or not we should do it, because if you type in Amanita muscaria in there, the first thing that pops up, also known as the death cap mushroom. So it's a very toxic mushroom unless
you extract it a certain way,
the exact right way, which takes a lot of time and effort, which in business world means it costs a lot of money to make it properly. And so we're looking for these extracts. I found one guy in Colorado, actually, and they sent me some samples. And so I take it to a lab, and it's basically turned out to be a knockoff psilocin product, like a synthesized psilocin, which, if you don't know, psilocin is the component that makes psilocybin mushrooms to get you high. So it was a false psilocin compound, and they were passing it off as Amanita muscaria. And so it turns out that this is what's in all of the little like mushroom products that you see at like gas stations and all sorts of shit. So you're not even getting Amanita muscaria, which, by the way, is dangerous if you don't do it right.
Oh, yeah.
It can kill you if you don't do it right. It's easy to overdose. So like fuck up your liver and all sorts of shit. And people are just buying the shit over the counter because they don't know any better. We ended up not
because
doing
the head shop says it's dank, bro.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's what they say. I mean, I started seeing vapes for it when that started happening. The show Last of Us was just coming out. I was like, I'm literally watching a show about mushroom spores inside people's bodies, and y'all are inhaling this into your lungs.
Oh no, it doesn't work that way. Like it has to be ingested into your stomach.
Dude.
You can't smoke it to get high.
Dude, that was taking over the industry.
High, it's not psilocybin. It's just not.
And I was like, listen, if I'm gonna do, I don't want the knockoff. If I'm gonna do the actual mushrooms, like to feel good, like I'm gonna do the actual. Like I'm in Colorado now, so it's all legal out here. It's decriminalized. Yeah. So we're about to have our first dispensary open up sometime this year, I think.
That's fantastic. But the problem with doing mushroom business is that it's not like weed. When it first started becoming legal, everybody started looking into it, and then you really start thinking about it, and it's like you could smoke an eighth of weed a day every day, and like you're good. You do an eighth of mushrooms every day, you're going to be psychotic within 2 weeks.
The rate of return purchases is going to be far less than cannabis.
Oh,
or the frequency.
Not even close. Like it's going to be like 1,000th of a percentile. Yeah. Like you might do like micro doses every day, but that's like what, half a gram.
If maybe? Because like at most, if I'm doing some to actually like experience some things, it's like at most I would do it once a month.
Here, you know what? I'll do a little microdose right now.
Hey, my guy, there you go, dude.
Yeah, one of my buddies will.
Yeah, I got some chocolate bars from Cali, actually.
It's 75 milligram per capsule, but that's not the psilocybin. See, like I don't even know if this tells you how much is in it.
See, the dosing's gonna have to be when the mushrooms go out into the public. The dosing is gonna have to be so spot on.
Oh yeah, but like this is another crazy thing. Like, look at this. Like, look at how many ingredients are in this bitch. There's like 20 ingredients. So, are you even getting the right dosage? Like, I created flow state. With mushrooms, Divana flow state, right? It's fucking background.
I like that. That's a good label. I like that label.
Oh, thank you very much. Designed it myself.
That looks good, bro. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, but you have to worry about the effective dose because the capsules are only so big. You can't have people taking horse pills. You don't want them taking like 4 at a time.
The fish oil capsules.
Yeah, so you have to like limit how many ingredients are in there because then you're not going to be getting the effective dose. People aren't going to feel any benefits from your product. So it worries me when I see these products. They're like, oh, well, this is good. And it's like, do you even think about how they interact with each other? Like you're having all these different.
Oh, that.
Are they fighting against each other? Are you overdoing it? Like when I was designing mine, it was like, I basically designed mine on what I had to do for my own processes for eliminating my anxiety. So it's like there's ingredients in there that calm me down. There's a dopamine producing supplement. So, and then things that give me focus. And so basically I designed it so it works together to calm you down, give you focus, and actually retrain your brain to like operating without anxiety.
Oh, wow, that's nice. I mean, it's an entourage effect.
Exactly. But you have to choose the proper entourage and the proper things to work together in order for it to actually be effective.
No, I agree. I mean, that was like another thing with the hemp industry is they just started mixing all these things in there just to say, they'll be like, oh, this has, Delta 9. And you're like, okay, look at the labs. This has like it has not even 1%. So it's just like, it's all just a marketing ploy. It's just a gimmick.
Yeah, that's all it is. Very few people are making good products. It's
and that's why I got out of there, bro. It was just like, all right, I'm just gonna go to the digital. I mean, I love marketing stuff. Like that's why I did well. See, I wanted to market hemp products because that was cool. So I'm like, and now with AI, dude, it's just like we can all just start like we don't have to sell physical products anymore. We can all just literally sell digital products. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, getting back to the AI, talking about that. I know we went off on a tangent for a little minute.
No, dude, I'm loving the direction of where this whole thing is going. Bouncing around.
So I'm restarting like my marketing company, right? So it used to be the Gentleman Gorilla. Had that company for like 8 years. Had to shut it down. So getting going again. So now I'm looking at all the things that I used to hire people to do. And now I'm implementing AI. And I'm just figuring out processes on things that I can pretty much do by myself or with my virtual assistants that are like $5 an hour in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. But they're making bank. To them, they're like, we're getting paid.
Oh, yeah. I just brought on a client, added 5 hours to my VA. I'm not giving her a ton of work right now. But I'm like so grateful because she's getting another $25 a week.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, this is fucking fantastic. I love this. And she's like, thank you. I love you. Like, you're so good to me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like,
but to them, it's a huge thing. But you'd have to pay someone in the US, $20 an hour to do that same stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of what I'm having her do, I could program an AI to do.
Yeah, of course.
But there's certain aspects.
The human touch is still good.
The human touch is still there. So like I pretty much have her do like list building and cold contact emailing.
Yep.
And so it's like just because it's all like B2B sales. And so it's like, all right, find the names of the companies, find all their information, physical address so we can mail them stuff, phone numbers so we can do cold calls, call them, introduce themselves, email. And so I pretty much just have her do the list building and the emails, just like awareness campaign stuff.
Yep.
Companies love it because it's cheap as fuck and it's just getting their name out there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's finding the level 0 people for stuff like that. It's like the client I just signed, he actually makes custom chemical compounds and stuff.
Damn,
he's a
guy.
PhD biochem. All that.
Smart as fuck.
He only needs 2 to 3 sales per year to stay really busy and profitable because it's expensive.
That's crazy. But that makes sense.
But all he's ever done is just get clients through networking and all that. So like he has zero marketing set up. He has a basic website. And he had somebody close to him build it. So, it's just like up and all that.
It's like, there. It's just there.
That's there. But he has zero outgoing marketing, zero organization. So just building him a list and doing some awareness marketing is 1,000-fold more than he's been doing for marketing, like not including social media, ads, blogs, SEO, PR, any of that. Without any of that, and he's spending $200 a month with me. He's got like my smallest package.
Yeah. But he's probably like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he's already got a whole bunch of brand new leads, and we're just starting because it's nothing that So we're taking him from 0 to 1, and then maybe if we do well enough, we'll take him from 1 to 2, and then he can hire us to start making cold calls to try to set appointments for him. And it's still all working within just this really small parameter. But for his business, for his business, it's everything.
No, I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, we just have so much power at our fingertips now, with AI, the internet just in general. I mean, if you remove AI out of the equation, I mean, people forget like how much, when people complain about how difficult it is to build a business, I'm like, do you not think about how difficult it was to build a business in 1975 versus today? Like It's like you literally, I couldn't go and create an LLC, have a website up in one single day. I couldn't do that before. I mean, the internet didn't exist, but like how else would you market? You'd have to do newspapers. You'd have to do TV ads. And guess what? You have to know somebody to get into TV ads. You have to spend a bunch of money and risk a bunch of money for the potential that you'll get a return. And you can't even really track it.
Yeah. Yeah. The only way to track it was being profitable.
Or maybe a phone number if you had 1 million phone numbers.
Yeah, but then they all had to be written down on a piece of paper somewhere.
Yep, exactly.
Rolodexes of cards.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's a different kind of difficult. I mean, it's decreased the difficulty to become a business owner, so there's more competition. I mean, it's basic supply and demand, but I mean, it's still easier to be successful in business today than it was 20, 30 years ago.
I think so too. It's just, the internet is just basically a giant storefront. So instead of having to build a little store and people are coming in, especially if you're a service-based business.
Yep.
Like we all know product companies are fucked. Like everything's been on Amazon for forever. Like you start a little like hardware store, it's going out of business. Like,
oh yeah, you have to have an e-commerce presence.
But like as a marketing company, it holds zero value for me to get a storefront and just like be like, oh yeah, people just walk by and come in. Now maybe I need like some office space to go and get some work done, hold some meetings, things like that. But I don't go out to my neighborhood very often and try to find clients. Like I go online and
and you do a Zoom call just like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much easier. Like even with people in town where I live in San Diego, it's easier to just do a Zoom call than drive to their office. So it's like drive there for 30 minutes, find their office, park, go sit, wait, meet, get out, drive back home. Like that's like a 3-hour process.
You wasted 3 hours for a 30-minute meeting.
Yeah, exactly. And especially like I can throw up this cool fake background of an office. Like I'm in my fucking garage right now.
Yeah. Dude,
like, that's not pretty behind me.
That's the thing, dude. I mean, yeah, I'm just this is my room where I, if I turn my camera a little bit, you can see all my rigs right there. So
yeah, I've got my door open, so I've got my nice dramatic lighting.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, it's not hard. I just have this little desk light that's mounted to my desk, for the front facing light. I mean, and then I have this, it's like, you could have the, I mean, I probably spent on my audio equipment. I mean, my headphones is the most expensive part, the Maxes, but other than that, I got set up and was having this ready to go for under $100.
Yeah. I mean, my webcam, it's an HD webcam. And I think it was like $30.
Oh yeah, see, I just used the one on my computer.
Yeah, and yours looks great too.
Yeah, well, I mean, great. Yeah, I do have the new MacBook, but so hopefully
I should have my mic plugged in and my mixing board going, balancing everything. I should have your audio running out as a line into it, so I can remove some of the tinniness that comes through and all that shit. But since you have your mic up, your audio is great. Like there's ways to do it even better, but if your audio is good, your video can be met. Especially now, you can throw it into AI and be like, "Turn me into a cartoon." I'll do the whole podcast as a cartoon,
or do faceless. Do B-roll.
Yeah, whatever.
Like yeah, no, it's really easy. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think I always forget because I work with a lot of people that are a lot of zeros or a lot of ones, trying to get their landing pages set up and whatnot, and they're just like, this is just so hard. Like, and a lot of people, they just like, they hit, it's like critical thinking has just died because people like hit an issue and they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm done. And then they just like give up and then start messaging me like, I don't know how to do this. And then I'm like, on the next week's call, I show them, I'm like, look, you just do this. They're like, oh my gosh, how do you know how to do all this stuff? And I'm like, well, I've been in this industry for, I've been doing marketing for Corey since for 13 years. So I've done it, but also I just have the critical thinking skills to figure it out. Like it's tech. You're not going to especially with AI, dude. When people are like, I don't know what to do with AI. I'm like, what do you mean? You just go type.
Yeah.
Like, tell it what you want.
Literally tell the AI that you don't know what you're doing, and it'll tell you what to do.
Hey, AI, I want this to happen. Can you make this prompt better? Okay. And then it makes a prompt better, and then you reprompt it with the prompt AI gave you.
Yeah. It's a joke, really. I was talking to a guy a month ago, and he was trying to sell me something at the end of the day.
Of course.
But I started helping him with a little bit of stuff. I was like, bro, you're in like a perfect position to build yourself up and create like a sales funnel. He's just a salesman for life insurance, index life insurance, by the way, which if you don't know about, you should look into.
Oh, that's the play for me. Yep, I know. IULs, baby.
I was talking to him about how he needs to build his own website and do a little sales funnel and just, start getting people in there and just capture information. And we're getting through it. And he's like, he didn't know what a domain was. And I was like, all right, Google. I'm going to erase the last 15 minutes of what I was talking about because I don't think you understood what I was saying about any of this because you missed the first part of buy a domain. Mm-hmm. And so, I did what anybody would do is I showed him what GoDaddy is.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, this isn't the best one, but it's the most common and what most people know
easy
about.
To use, very easy to use.
Yeah, here's GoDaddy. Type in what you want, like buy it. Now you have a domain. Now hire somebody to build you a website.
Yeah.
And connect that domain to it. There you go. Now you can start collecting people's information as they start coming to your website.
And people and a lot of business owners, like the ones that don't really know about the whole change in, websites we now have, you can literally just make content. Like that guy could just make content, short form reels on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts, just talking about IULs, giving away knowledge, and then just have a link in his bio for a landing page.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Like, you don't even need a full website anymore. I mean, when I launched my Eden Earnings stuff and I was just doing affiliate marketing things, like I didn't even have a full website. I just was making landing pages. I was making funnels.
I think full websites are going to go the way of the dodo bird too.
I agree.
Because so for one, let's say you have a product. Everybody is doing one-click purchases on social media. So
attention. You don't have the attention span anymore.
Oh, guess what? Now you can buy it in one click straight from my page. You don't even have to leave. You don't have to go to my website. If you do go to a website and you have anything more than a targeted funnel with a purchase now or sign up or give me your information for more information,
opt-in page,
like people are going to get lost. They're going to get confused. And then on top of that, the Google Gemini and the search assistants, they're absolutely tanking SEO. So there is almost zero purpose anymore in building out extravagant websites with lots of helpful information and all that shit because
massive
all that
site maps.
Yeah, the only reason to do that was to game Google in order for them to get you to recommend you more. But now, because they're not actually recommending links to websites anymore, they just give you summarized answers that they stole from your website. And they still put a tiny little
link. Yeah.
But nobody fucking clicks on that because
I just get my info.
Answer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're not going any deeper. People are lazy. They're like, oh yeah, cool. There it is. Like even I just do that. I don't go to websites anymore. So if you can't make the sale, if you can't make the sale within the first contact,
better generate a lead at least.
Then it's pointless. And it's so easy to build landing pages and sales funnels. Like in your GoHighLevel, you can just build as many little sales funnels as you want, right?
I don't even have a website. I don't even have a full website for EdenEarnings.com. It's literally, I just make funnels. It's like, on my social media when I'm driving traffic or when I'm running ads, I'm not going to send them to a website anyways. So why would I waste my time building a full out one when I'm just going to send them to the landing page for that specific offer?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
you hook them and then you take them to a big web page and they're just going to get lost and be like, oh, there's like 10 things I can do here.
Yeah. Or I don't want you to go to my website
to buy what they wanted to click on, like immediately.
Or they can opt in. I can give them a little freebie, on the front end related to what I'm offering on the back end. They opt in, get the freebie, then they can decide to buy. And if they don't buy, I don't care. I'm gonna murder you on the email marketing anyways. Like you're either gonna buy, you either buy or you die. Like that's what it is, you know. Like it's super kind of bad to say it like that, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, but also all the retargeting campaigns, that shit's so hard to pull off. There's things like people that added to cart and then didn't purchase. Some things like that you'll actually get some good results from.
Oh,
Or like
retargeting, yeah, so cheap.
yeah, but it's so easy to get more people. It's almost free now, especially with AI content and AI ads now. Also, Google just got successfully sued for monopolizing their ads.
I saw that.
So that's gonna start getting broken apart a little bit, maybe, and you'll start seeing cheaper Google ads because of it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we see it, you know, when I'm with Corey and all of us, it's like, yo, like we're getting the same, you know, like the cost is going up, we're spending more and more, and it's like we're getting the same or similar amounts of leads, you know, and then it's like it's crazy, you know, but because there's no competition, where else are you gonna go? Bing? Yeah, sure, we advertise on Bing, but who goes to Bing?
I mean, to be fair, that is a baby boomer market. And
Yes.
you guys should probably be adtherizing on Internet Explorer.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Internet Explorer. Yeah. Well, I was like, my whole theory is like, we were always like, why isn't being mobile really successful? And I was like, guys, when was the last time you pulled out a cell phone and it had a default web browser as Bing?
Never.
And they're like, oh. And I was like, our demographic has a difficult time getting on the internet. Do you think they're going to go into their settings and set Bing as their default? You know, like they don't know how to do that.
You know what's actually really affordable for advertising now is a lot of the streaming services.
They
so
are,
like
yeah, the
Hulu,
TV
Paramount,
ad, yeah.
Those kinds of channels are tremendously affordable now. It's crazy. And just doing,
and you can make it at home. You don't need a TV agency.
You guys could probably take that one ad that you made like 10 years ago with a guy dragging his oxygen tank to the street corner with his trash cans.
Yeah.
Throw that on Hulu and get massive results.
Dude, yeah, we haven't seen success with TV ads.
NBC or something, or maybe one of the major networks.
During like The Price is Right, you know, like in the middle of the afternoon, that was always pretty successful for us.
Exactly. Antiques Roadshow.
Exactly. Yeah, those types of networks, those types of shows, that's exactly when we'd be like popping up doing TV ads for it. But I mean, with the internet, I mean, like the shift in social media distribution from when you were running Gentleman Gorilla to now is completely different because of TikTok. Everything is TikTokified now. The TikTokification, as Gary Vee says, of social media. Have you read his new book?
No, I haven't.
What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. Day Trading Attention. I would highly recommend you read that book. It is literally the roadmap for the current state of social media marketing. I have the audio book because I like listening to Gary. I like listening to Gary talk, and he always goes off on like tangents and shit, so that you don't get in the book. Now, of course, you know, there are times when he's like, if you look at the book, then the QR code, if you scan this, and he'll like reference a post, you know, like that's when it would be useful. I mean, you still get access to it on your phone, but I've even thought about just buying the hard copy just so I could have it too. But him and like Alex Hormozy's, you know, $1 million offer or $100 million offers, $100 million leads. Both those books are phenomenal.
Yeah, I've got both of those ones. Those are great books.
Hormozy's a genius, dude. I like his story, how he's like, I failed 10 times or 9 times in business until I got this. I
mean, I feel like almost everybody has.
Yep. You know, so I'm like, I'm going to keep going. That's what keeps me going, dude. Like I failed at Wellesy. I failed at my 303 supplements, you know, my drop shipping. I keep, you know, the vape juice company. Like, it's just like, it's all just like trial and error is really what it is.
Yeah, but now you got that fucking sourdough.
a fucking sourdough product, dude. Like, and then now it's just like, what else do I was like, oh, I want to do a UGC product. It's like, now I just need to start like, exploring other interests of mine. Cause like, that's always been my hardest part. Like with digital products is I was like, I always just fall back into digital marketing because it's like, that's all I do.
Yeah. I mean, everything is digital now. I think we are going to see a resurgence in face-to-face style sales, like people actually making calls, setting Zoom meetings, doing that kind of shit.
I mean, that's what Jeremy Miner does. It's all Zoom calls.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just going to be such a lack of trust that, actually being able to get in front of somebody that is real is going to be big. But I think that's going to be more so for sales over $1,000. It's like if you got anything that's less than $1,000, if you can't automate that sale, you're going to be losing money. Because
your front end funnel should be those low ticket offers, and then your upsell should eventually push them into your higher ticket, which would require you to have a face-to-face meeting or whatever.
Exactly. Like those little tickets, like if you're making less than $500 profit after all expenses on a sale, it needs to be automated. Because even like 1 hour on a Zoom, like making a sale, like if you're doing business, like let's say you want to make money, you need to be making at least $75 to $100 per hour, like as an owner, profit after expenses. So you need to be really making like $150 an hour.
And you have to learn how to triage
4, 5, 6 hours worth of time to make a sale, and you're only making a few $100s. It's not worth your time. Like, your business is going to be losing money.
You're paying yourself what, $10 an hour at that point, $12 an hour.
Still go work as a fucking cashier at Target.
Exactly.
Like, at least you'll get benefits.
I really do love e-commerce. I went pretty hard at it with Wellesley, but that's why I was like, now I'm happy that like AI and everything has changed and made it so accessible to make digital products. Because even 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was more difficult to make and sell and launch a digital product.
Yeah.
I mean,
just this year, just in the last few months, everything is revolutionized so much. Like just the fact that most AIs now can do real English words in their images. Now they can actually make documents, images with like little signs and sayings and slogans on it. Like, that was only in the last couple months that started working properly. Before you're making like weird ass fucking made up words with letters that aren't real. Shit like
hands
that
would look all weird, like they could never generate hands properly. Like
they still have problems with hands, but to be fair, if you ever
I don't know what it is.
Hands are fucking hard.
Yeah, I can't draw hands. So. I'm not an artist, so I can't really hate on the AI for not really being able to do it. But yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and there's so many communities. Like there's one, it's called this new website, it's called WHOP, WHOP. And it is so like you could basically go and create a community on there and sell digital products. But what's cool is you can actually set up bounties. So people could start making clips for you. So you could say, all right, I want you to create me, I'll put $5 bounty. So for every, 30-second to 1 minute clip, you send me talking about, my product or whatever, I'll pay you $5. And then you have a clip that you can promote on social media. Oh, did you freeze? We'll see. You'll come back. I know you'll come back, dude. You good? You back? You're back.
Hey,
you're back. I was like, wait, stop. I'm gonna stop. I was like, I know it's gonna come back.
Oh man, I hope it's still recording and everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't hear anything saying that it
Yeah,
stopped recording, so I think we should be
we're
solid.
recording.
Yeah. But let me see. But yeah, I don't know how much you heard about the WAP thing. Let me see. Where is this?
Yeah, well, you're saying something about WAP.
Yeah.
And we're not using a slur against Italians, just to be clear.
Yeah, like WHOP is what it is. Whoop whop whoop whoop whop. I don't know how you like, and it's like it's saying so. It's like a did here. Let me actually show this for you. Let me see. Whoop whoop whop whoop. Let me see.
It could be WAP.
That's what I'm saying. Like every time I hear somebody say it, I hear that or they say that. Let me see. So this one. Average creator on WAP makes $7,382 a month. So 10,000 creators earning an income. So basically, you can come in here and you can create your own like community. So Greg Chapman's community. Say you're selling, some digital product or something. You could actually create bounties for people, and they can make. You're talking about how it's an issue of having crappy UGC for your brand. Well, this would be good because you could set up a bounty and say, for every, clip you send me 30 seconds to a minute, I'll pay you, $5. And then you could get a bunch of people submitting you a bunch of clips about your product. And then you can use that to promote on social media.
That's fantastic.
But also you can sell your product on here too.
Interesting. I want to look into this actually.
Look into it. I literally just heard about it probably a week or two ago. But yeah, it's really big for like digital product creators. I mean, it may be good for you having a community and networking with other business owners. Maybe you could find some clients that need some marketing help. But it's always good. I would look into it. I'll probably eventually what I'll do is I could create my own community and, do like a sourdough community. And then, people could buy my sourdough course. And then I could also set bounties for, people to create clips for me that I can use to promote my sourdough course.
Fuck yeah.
So
I like that.
Yeah, there's so many things that are kind of just hitting the market now. I'm sort of just trying to
like the school communities thing that Alex Ramosi does.
Exactly. I mean, that's the other thing, dude. I mean, you should really try and build your own community. I have my own community inside of GoHighLevel. I have like my digital profit pulse community, which is all about, like the digital marketing, UGC, all that stuff I teach. I charge people $10 a month to be a part of it. I have, I think I have like 20 people that are paying me right now. I have some people that I got in there for free. So I think the community is like 80 people in there. But it's just recurring revenue. That's not my main front end offer. But guess what? Whenever I'm promoting my UGC course or my TikTok script course, I'm going to have an order bump to join the community.
Yeah. See, my marketing company is Conspire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like trying to do things behind the scenes together. So I haven't launched it yet, but I was going to do just a group in Discord. So just like business owners, marketers, place for people to network and all of that. But I think that it might be a good idea to take it to one of those online group forums that you're talking about.
The Whoop Wop, whatever it's called, would be good, or
something Whoop, like that.
Yeah, or doing a school community, or I mean, have you seen what GoHighLevel communities look like? They look very similar to school communities.
No, I haven't looked at those ones yet.
Yeah, let me show you. Here, let me communities, groups. I know I need to share my screen here in a second. Let's see here. Oh wait, actually, I think I have it pulled up. Oh yeah, I have it pulled up right here. Never mind. Let's move this over here. Share the screen. Boom. So this is my digital profit pulse community. It looks very similar to school. You can have, you're learning. You can have your courses directly in here. members. You can even set events.
Great
and
picture.
then oh yeah, dude. I was sitting right here, just took it like this, put it in Canva, and I had my own background. So, but yeah, I mean, Canva's crazy. That's the other thing. You can remove the backgrounds and everything. Like I love that. But this looks identical to, I mean, then if you go into a school community, let me see here. Let's do the, oops, I did not mean to do that one. If you go into a school community, that's what school looks like. They look very, very similar.
Oh yeah. You were in 10 grand in school?
You what?
You were in 10 grand in school?
I did not yet.
Oh, I thought I saw a picture of you.
No, not yet. This is just this is just a school community that I am in that is, I mean, I just joined it. It was for like my UGC stuff. But yeah, I mean, it all just kind of looks very, very similar to one another. So, I mean, like school versus GoHighLevel, like GoHighLevel definitely kind of cloned the school community kind of feel. Like there's the leaderboards and everything. So, but yeah, I mean, I would highly recommend, because that's where people are. It seems like that's where a lot of people are going. They're paying for communities. I mean, that school community I just showed you, it's $50 a month. The dude has what? 804. What is that? 804 times, we'll say 50. That's 40 grand a month he's making just off a community.
That's nuts. Definitely gotta get.
And it's recurring. Like, he doesn't have to do anything, bro. You could live off, bro. If I was making 40K off a community, I'll give the community whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be fully taxed,
Like,
though, because there's no write-offs.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, then, well, that's why, I think that's why he built, that AI tool. He developed his own tool, development costs, like, do anything you can to spend the money on the business.
Yeah, I think I might have to do that.
I mean, dude, if you work with the right, I mean, if you're a creator, dude, I mean, your microphone, like, his microphones, his web hosting. I mean, like the things that I can deduct off for my digital business, like I was able to deduct my computer. Like, it's crazy what you can do. I mean, you'll come back.
I mean, right now, probably
you're back. Oh.
Yeah, so right now I've got about $500 a month in digital overhead. And when my previous company was running full on, I mean, for one part, my business partner was obsessed with buying and trying programs, but sometimes we were spending $2 grand a month on different shit, and almost none of it we ever fucking used though.
Yeah.
Like, he was just an addict for trying new programs. I'd turn around and be like, "What the fuck's all your money?" He'd be like, "Oh, I spent like $700 on this thing." I'm like, "Why?" Well, I'm trying it. Are we going to use it? Well, now I know we're not. I'm like, I could have told you before that we weren't going to stop spending money.
Yeah, but whatever. But I mean, that's what's cool. And that, I mean, it sucks having to buy a bunch of different tools and programs. I mean, that's why, I try and consolidate them. That's why I went with Poppy, because I don't have to pay for GPT. I don't have to pay for Claude. I don't have to pay for Grok. I have it all within there.
Yeah. It's the less you can pay for, the better. But
also you got to find your write-offs. I mean, me as a content creator, me sitting on a video, I mean, I could, if I go get my haircut to go do it, if I buy some clothes to do, like, those are deductible expenses because I'm using it to appear on screen and to drive my business.
That is very true. You have to be kind of careful with that.
Of course.
For the most part, PSA, talk to your tax advisor, not us. But
yeah, that's what I do. I mean, like, I have a accounting firm that I work with. They help me set up my my LLC is registered out of Wyoming. Like they have the registered agent, they do all of that. And then I pay them, $700. They do my taxes for the year. And then guess what? That $700. Oh, that's deductible too.
Yeah. Weird.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's just it's just that's what I was trying to say. Always overpay your tax guy. They are worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh shit!
So,
all right, we've been
but
talking.
yeah, man. I mean, it's hard.
I think.
Hey, my guy. I know.
I think we should do another one of these soon.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, I'm always down to chat, do some marketing stuff or whatever, we can always I'm always down to do it, dude. I like appearing on camera. I'm not camera shy no more.
Yeah, same. Took a while, but you get used to it.
I mean, you do this for hours on end, talking to yourself. I mean, you eventually become real comfortable. And guess what? If you post it online, like, who cares? When people are like, I'm afraid of what people will say, or if nobody sees it, it's like, if nobody sees it, nobody sees it.
Yeah, be like, guess what? If it's bad, nobody's gonna watch it anyways.
And if it's good, people are gonna look. And there's always gonna be haters. Like, I don't know. Just go post the content. That's all I gotta say. If you're hesitant about posting content, just go post the content. You never know what'll happen. Oh, Greg froze with a smiley face. Come on. Oh. You're back.
Hey. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, it's fucking mid-afternoon internet. Killing me.
I know, dude. Everyone's getting on right now, dude.
Right. The only downside to doing Zoom podcasts is fucking internet. Motherfucker. Losing it again. All right, we better sign off. This shit's getting sketchy.
All right, dude. I appreciate it. We'll catch up and we'll do it again.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I'll get this up on YouTube shortly. I'll share all the clips.
Word, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Of course. We'll chat and we'll set something else up again. All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.